For millions of people, video games are a great way to unwind. After a hard day at work, coming home and flipping on a game can be really relaxing, which is why the last thing you want to do is spend that time doing a virtual job, especially if that job happens to be more mind-numbing than the one you actually have. So without further ado, here are the worst jobs we've had in video games.
Too many suffer on our streets, and the king does nothing. He must be made to care.
In Fable 3, you play as the Prince or Princess of Albion, destined to overthrow your brother and save the world from the coming darkness. If you could just roll out these pie crusts to earn a bit of money first, yeah?
Lovely work.
Yes, I know people are suffering from the tyranny of the king and we're all very keen to dethrone him, but it's lunchtime soon and we're going to be getting a lot of orders. Really, if you wanted to be financially independent, you should have taken some money from the actual genuine royal castle you lived in until this morning. I hated this minigame because quick time events are rubbish and it made bugger all sense. So there.
But hey, at least you're getting paid to roll out pie crusts. In Shenmue II, you're held to ransom by a woman who knows something you don't, and she won't divulge the information until you've done loads of free work for her at Man-Mo Temple. What's the work exactly? Carrying library books outside to air them out, every day until you've done it to her satisfaction. For no pay. How is this going to help me avenge my dead father exactly? And why do library books need fresh air? Are they asthmatic?
No.
Talking about working for free, Man the Meat in No More Heroes 2 is a mini-game in which you have to cook these big steaks the size of small family cars exactly to the specifications of your customers, who never pay, which is weird. They just eat your steaks and then they're off, every single one of them. A steak that big's gotta cost what, like 30 quid maybe? That doesn't seem very sustainable.
No.
Still, it could be worse. You could be freezing your arse off in Tamriel looking for a lazy farmer. There are 15 people in Skyrim who will pay you to pick their crops for them, because apparently they're willing to put the work in to grow the things, but picking them is one step too far. We're not talking about thousands of acres here, guys. Anyway, you can flog them their own cabbages, gourds, leeks, nirnroot, potatoes and wheat, which is all very wholesome sounding until you realise you could just cut out the middleman, literally, and get all that gold simply by pickpocketing or murdering the hapless farmer instead. Makes sense to me.
Look, we can't all go around murdering our employers, then where would we be? We'd be in management, and then we'd get murdered. Sometimes it's better to just get your head down and do an honest day's work, even if your job is really, really horrible. Like in Viscera cleanup detail. In Viscera cleanup detail, you come in after all the alien killing action is over. You don't get to experience any of that exciting stuff. Oh no, you get a mop and a bucket. Oh, and I'm not sure if we mentioned, but Viscera Cleanup Detail's mop is awful. It requires rinsing regularly or you're just going to start tracking blood everywhere. Unfortunately, your bucket needs replacing frequently too, meaning you're just as likely to start painting blood onto the walls as you are to start removing it.
Then again, maybe we should count ourselves lucky being the ones to clean up after the horrible space thing happened. After all, undoubtedly the worst job we've ever had in a video game is being Isaac Clarke in any capacity. Poor old Isaac is just an engineer sent in to fix a ship, but it's very clear from about 5 minutes into the job that there's much more wrong with the Ishimura than a dead engine. Like an undead crew that now looks like a bunch of pissed off spider crabs, for instance. Whew, I'd go sign on if I were you, Isaac.
Right, anyway, that's enough terrible jobs for now. If you've missed any good ones, or I guess I actually mean bad ones, let us know in a comment or something. And yeah, thank you for watching, subscribing, and remember, if you're running a restaurant, make sure people pay for your giant steaks. Cheers.
Delicious.
Hello, this is Chris Pratt from Eurogamer, and I wanted to talk about the new heroes that were introduced to Overwatch yesterday. I've gone hands-on with each of the 3 characters, played a couple of games, and I thought I could give some initial impressions as to how they controlled and how they also fit into Overwatch in a wider sense. Or at least the beta, anyway. Starting out with Deether, who is the excellent pro StarCraft 2 player who rides around in a giant pink mech. I've got so much time for that.